Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Friends, before going into the details of the war, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. Please support by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. We are a strong community. Zelensky strikes cautious tone after Russia announces Kherson retreat. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed caution after Russia announced on Wednesday it was retreating from the key strategic city of Kherson. "No one just gets away if they don't feel the strength," Zelensky said in his nightly address. "The enemy does not bring us gifts, does not make gestures of goodwill," he added. "We fight our way up. And when you are fighting, you must understand that every step is always resistance from the enemy, it is always the loss of the lives of our heroes." As Russia increasingly showed signs of surrendering Kherson city in recent days, including the lowering of a Russian flag over the main administrative building and the withdrawal of some of its military resources, Ukrainian officials have expressed skepticism that Russia would swiftly withdraw from the city. "We move very carefully, without emotions, without unnecessary risk," Zelensky said. "In the interests of the liberation of our entire land and so that the losses are as small as possible. This is how we will secure the liberation of Kherson, Kakhovka, Donetsk and our other cities." Kherson is the sole regional capital Moscow captured during its invasion, and its location in Ukraine's south serves as a crucial position in Russia's hope of creating a land bridge to the western port of Odessa. The city is also located in one of 4 regions Russia annexed last month. Ukrainian forces have made piecemeal gains in the south near Kherson city in recent weeks as part of an autumn counteroffensive that has also seen massive Ukrainian territorial gains in the northeast. Valery Zaluzhny, the commander-in-chief of Ukraine's armed forces, wrote on Telegram that Ukraine since October 1 has recaptured 1,381 square kilometers of land in the region, liberating 41 settlements, including multiple in the last day alone following Russia's announcement. "Currently, we cannot confirm or deny the information about the so-called withdrawal of the Russian occupation troops from Kherson. We continue the offensive operation according to our plan," Zaluzhny said. Observers say Russia has moved at least some of its military resources across the Dnieper River but cautioned last week that it had not yet given up on its position in the city. "The city is located on the west bank of the river. Actions speak louder than words," Zelensky advisor Mikhailo Podolyak said on Wednesday. "We see no signs that Russia is leaving Kherson without a fight. A part of the RU group is preserved in the city, and additional reserves are charged to the region. Ukraine is liberating territories based on intelligence data, not staged TV statements. Kherson part of Russia. No changes to its status." In a press conference on Friday, the Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov pointed to the pullout of troops from the Kherson region and said that the goals of the special military operation in Ukraine could have been achieved through peaceful negotiations, which is now impossible because of Kyiv's actions. According to Peskov, the Kherson region is a part of Russia, this status is fixed, and there can be no changes to it. He also referred to the U.S. decision to strip Russia of its classification as a market economy, and said that pressure on Russia will not help to stabilize the global market. On Biden's remarks about U.S. being ready for prisoner swap talks, the spokesman said, "Megaphone diplomacy undermines the effectiveness of the process. This item is being updated. Ramstein 7. New meeting will take place next week." The Pentagon announced that next week's 7th meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group will be held in the so-called Ramstein format. Sabrina Singh, the deputy Pentagon press secretary, reported about this. Lloyd Austin, the U.S. Secretary of Defense, will host another meeting of defense ministers virtually. Next week, the secretary will host the 7th meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group. This meeting will be hosted virtually here at the Pentagon, the deputy Pentagon press secretary said. Sabrina Singh emphasized that the meeting will allow defense ministers from nearly 50 countries to discuss efforts in supplying Ukraine with the means to defend its sovereignty from further Russian aggression. The sixth meeting in the Ramstein format took place in Brussels in October. At that time, one of the main focuses of the meeting was providing Ukraine with means of air defense against the background of Russian missile and airstrikes on the infrastructure and energy facilities of Ukraine. The UK announced the transfer of AMRAAM missiles for NASAMS air defense systems to Ukraine. In addition, it is noted that the United Kingdom will supply Ukraine with hundreds of missiles for air defense systems of other types, additional drones, and 18 howitzers. At that time, as a result of the Ramstein 6 meeting, it became known that Ukraine would receive 4 Hawk air defense systems from Spain. Spain has decided to provide Ukraine with additional Hawk air defense systems to meet Ukraine's air defense needs. Ukraine will receive 2 more Hawk systems in addition to the 4 already delivered. And recently, 19 Ukrainian servicemen underwent training in the use of the Aspide air defense system, which Spain also transfers to Ukraine. The Ramstein format meetings were initiated to collectively support Ukraine and meet the defense needs of the Ukrainian army in the face of a full-scale Russian invasion. Status of Kherson as part of Russia, unchanged. The Kremlin said on Friday that Russian forces' withdrawal from Kherson would not change the status of the region, which Moscow has proclaimed part of Russia after moving to annex it from Ukraine. Russia claimed Kherson and 3 other Ukrainian regions after holding what it called referendums in September, votes that were denounced by Kyiv and Western governments as illegal and coercive. For the latest headlines, follow our Google News channel online or via the app. But on Wednesday, in a major retreat, it announced its forces would pull out of Kherson city in the face of a major Ukrainian counter-offensive. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters the region's status was fixed, and that no changes were possible. It is a subject of the Russian Federation, it is legally fixed and defined. There are no changes and there can be no changes, Peskov said. He said Moscow did not regret announcing the annexation of Kherson and the other 3 regions in a triumphant ceremony in Moscow on September 30th. In the Kremlin's first public comments since Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu announced Russian forces would withdraw from Kherson city to the opposite side of the river Dnipro, Peskov said it was a decision taken by the Defense Ministry and he had nothing to add. Disability and disaster. LSE alumna Anna Lander on her experience aiding disabled Ukrainians. Multi-award-winning disability activist and LSEID alumna Anna Lander recently gave a talk at LSE on her experience aiding disabled people caught up in the Russia-Ukraine war. In relation to this activity, Anna received the 2022 LSE Volunteer of the Year award whilst studying for a Master of Science in International Development and Humanitarian Emergencies at LSE. Read what MSc candidate Rona Post took away from Anna's talk below. Anna Lander, during her visit to LSE on the 26th of October, discussed her experience with aiding disabled people caught up in war-torn Ukraine. Anna, a wheelchair user, is one of many disabled people who wish for disability to be understood as a social identity and natural part of human diversity. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.